I want them bad like a daddy,
Go on. Give me some ones in the chat if you can hear me on the audio. I just want to make sure I'm good. Oh, good. Are we okay? Are we okay? Everybody's good on audio. Awesome. All right. First things first. I'm glad everybody is on. I need some folks to give me some engagement in the chat. Okay. Give me some ones, some high fives, something. I am excited for everybody. But first things first, since I can't see y'all, I need everybody to get out of their chair. I need you to get up. I need you to get yourself up. We getting ready to get ourselves going, okay? I need everybody out of your chair. I can't see you. But I'm going to do this on trust. We getting ready to get going. Can you hear my music in the background? I need y'all to know. Can you hear that hot? Come on. Everybody get up. This is not going to be a sit and listen. This is going to be a stand and participate. This is Black Men in White Coats Youth Summit 2021. Doc Lee is in the building. I need you to get yourself excited out of your seat. I need to see you moving. Give me some fire flames in the chat ones. Give me some thumbs up. Can you hear me? Come on. We're going to jam for a second. We're going to jam. We're going to jam. Come on. Oh, man, I'm so excited to be here today. I'm so excited. All right, let me turn it down. All right, here we go. Here we go. Excellent. I just wanted to make sure I set the tone for the energy that I want to bring today. I'm going to talk a little bit about my story. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the things I've learned. Please let me know. Okay, I see the flames in the chat. I see the flames. Woo-hoo-hoo. Man, I love it. I love it. We're going to do some more of that later, okay? I'm going to try to stay on time. Somebody please keep me on time. I know I got 45 minutes, so let's get going. I got three intentions for you today. I got three intentions. One, I'm going to share a little bit about my story. So I want you to get a good framework of where I'm coming from. Two, I'm going to share with you some of the lessons I've learned. And then I'm going to finish up with talking about something really specific about how to trailblaze, the art of trailblazing. And so we're going to talk about that. I usually start off all of my talks sharing about failures that I've had in life. Okay. I start off with failures because it's really easy for us to get on stage and say, hey, look at me. These are all the awesome things I've been able to do. I like to share that video so you can get a good feel of some of the things I've been able to do. But I also want you to understand some of the things where I've had difficulty in life. And the reason why I start with failures is because failure has been the thing that has made me. So the energy that you see right now, what you see online, if you've ever watched any of my videos, if you've ever listened to any of my podcasts, anything that I've done, the energy and the power that I speak with comes from failure. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that really, really quickly. I'm going to share a list of failures, and I've got some slides, but we'll see. I'm going to stay here. We'll see how we feel. I want to talk about one specific failure that I think is really germane to today's conversation. And when I first started out, I was a basketball player, so I like to play basketball. That was the first dream in my life, is to go to the NBA. And the first time, my mom was a nurse growing up, so I got to see a little bit of healthcare, but it wasn't like that's what I wanted to do in the beginning. The first thing I wanted to do was play basketball. Okay, so now we're in my family. 4th of July is really, really big. Okay, so 4th of July, everybody kind of lines up. Grandma's there, all the family's there, and they ask you, and the conversations go like this: what you want to do when you grow up? What you want to do, baby? Right? I don't know if y'all had this happen. If your grandma or somebody in your family does it, type a yes or a thumbs up in the chat if you have had this happen to you in your family. Okay, so 4th of July is big in my family. Everybody is around. All the little kiddios are there. And they get to me. So everybody's telling their dream, what they want to do. Okay. My cousin says, oh, I want to be like Michael Jackson. Okay, cool. I want to be like Michael Jordan. Okay, cool. I want to be like Diana Ross. And maybe y'all are too young to understand some of these references. Oh, I want to be like Beyonce. Okay. Everybody is kind of applauding and celebrating everyone's dreams. And by the time it gets to me, I can't wait. I'm just so excited. I'm like bouncing, now I'm 8. Just imagine 8-year-old me. So I'm really excited. And they get to me and I say, I'm going to be a doctor. Right. And so my uncle is off to the side and he's listening to this thing the whole time. Okay. He's listening to this conversation the whole time. And by the time he gets to me and I say, I want to be a doctor, he begins to laugh. Okay. So I'm going to take my white coat off because this is getting me a little warmed up. I wanted y'all to see it, but it's not what it. So he gets to me, he starts to laugh. And this is what happens. I say, hey, I want to be a doctor. And my uncle's off to the side. He's been listening. And this is what happens. He goes, hold on now. Hold on. Boy, you ain't going to be no doctor. So he looks at me. I'm 8 years old. I'm trying to figure out how do I process this information that he doesn't believe I can do it. He doesn't think I can do it. He's telling me I'm not going to be a doctor at 8 years old. So if you're taking notes, I want you to write this first note down, first note of the day for my note takers. You're going to have to decide what you're going to do when naysayers enter your life. So you know what a naysayer is? A naysayer is somebody that here's your dream, lets you talk about what you want to do, and then says that you can't do it. You're going to have to decide today, right now, in your current life, what am I going to do when naysayers approach me or when naysayers give their opinion? Okay, so I run to my mom and I'm crushed. I'm sad. Oh my gosh, mom, he doesn't think I can do it. He doesn't think I can be a doctor. What am I supposed to do? So my mom encourages me and says, hey, you actually can do this. Second point of the day, which is why I'm so happy so many people are here. It's why I'm so excited about sharing this message with you. Second point of the day is you're going to need to also find people in your life that are going to be able to support what you do, are going to encourage you. They're going to put courage into you, which is what I'm going to try to do today for you. You need to surround yourself with people that are going to support what you want to do. Two things. First, what are you going to do when naysayers come to you? Second, what are you going to do when you're surrounded by people that are not necessarily supporting you? You got to find yourself surroundings that are going to support you. So now we're going to fast forward to junior year in college. I play basketball in college. I realized that, hey, NBA scouts aren't knocking down my door. I need to figure out what I'm going to do. All right, now let's start taking this medical thing a little more serious. Okay, now I knew I wanted to be a doctor. All right, I'm not going to the NBA. All right, let me try to get myself together. What am I going to do? And getting into medical school deemed to be one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life. It took me 5 years to get into medical school. I had to apply over 500 times. I applied to every medical school in the U.S. for 5 years. I started my junior year in college, and I didn't start medical school until 5 years later. So many people hear that story, and I share that story not to I don't want to impress you in any way. I want to impact you. So I want to let you know here are some of the struggles that I had to go through. So I don't want you to get tripped up or get confused about failure in your life. Failure is not the end of the story. Okay? It's not the end of the story. It's how you frame the failure in your life. So people say, oh my God, after 3 years, what did you think was going to happen? You had already applied 3 times, 3 years in the game. So just imagine, I'm supposed to be a success in my family. Okay. I'll tell you a little bit more about it. I'm supposed to be a success in my family at this point. I'm the first one in 4-year degree, first one to finish college. I'm the first one to play sports in college. I'm the first military officer in my family. I'm the first flight surgeon in my family. So I got the 4-year degree. Okay. I'm supposed to be the smart one. And I'm sitting at home 2 years after college, sleeping on my mom's couch, telling everybody I'm going to be a doctor. And everybody is just like, nah, it's not happening. Now, here's my next point for my talk. Year 3, I started looking around. I was like, oh, yo, I'm starting to get worried. Maybe this isn't going to happen for me. Maybe I should start looking for plan B. Here is my next point. Plan B in your life. I hope y'all hear me so clear on this. Plan B on your life is going to be presented to you on a platter. A platter. It's going to be presented so nicely to you. Nice little butler coming. Here is your plan B for your life. Here you go. I started getting scared. I started looking around. All right, maybe medical school is not for me. Maybe I should start looking at some other professional schools. I said, well, hey, I wear glasses. I get contacts. Maybe I'll be an optometrist. Now, I love optometrists. Don't get me wrong. I love optometrists. I love what they do. They add so much value to the world, but that was not my dream. But it was my plan B. I started applying to optometry schools. I get on a wait list for an optometry school. They give me a call. They say, hey, we got you on this wait list. We're going to let you in. We just got to know that you are all in. If we give you this seat, are you going to take this seat? And in that moment, I had to make a decision for my life. And here's going to be my next point. Plan B is going to be presented on a platter for you. What do you do with plan B? Plan B is something less than what you want. So I want to be clear. Plan B is less than what you want. It's not the thing that you want. What are you going to do? So I say, oh, well, you know what? I hang up off the phone. I go talk to my mom. I say, hey, Mom, I'm kind of excited. I got this seat in optometry school. But you know what? I'm going to go to medical school. My mom starts crying. She understands this is a big moment for me. I gave down the opportunity to become an optometrist only for the opportunity to apply to medical school one more time. When you are going after your dream, your ability to overcome obstacles, overcome failure, that is going to define you in life. How do you adjust when things don't necessarily go your way? Okay, so I go back in. I say, hey, no, I'm not going to be an optometrist. I'm not going to accept a compromise for my life. Now, listen to me on this. This was not a simple, hey, we're at McDonald's and I want a burger, and okay, you don't have the ketchup. All right, well, I'll take it without the ketchup today. Okay. That's a compromise I'm okay with, but compromising for your life, I was not okay with. So for me, I said, no, I don't want plan B for my life. I want to spend my time going after my plan A. What do I need to do to go after my plan A? I go back. I take classes over. I increase my GPA. I call some of the admissions committee. How can I make myself more competitive? I apply to a post-bac program, and I get an opportunity to get into medical school. Next year, I do the post-bac program for a year. The next year, I'm in medical school. So excited. But what I learned during those 5 years of trying to go after my dream, what I learned in that time is mostly what I teach when I speak. I teach about persistence. I feel like persistence is the number one key when it comes to getting what you want out of life. All right, now, challenges don't stop there. We're going to keep going on some failures. Challenges don't start there for me. Undergrad, like 5 years to get into medical school. I have to take rotations over in medical school. I fail entire rotations. I have to take rotations over in medical school. I take my licensing exam. I fail my licensing exam. I got to take my licensing exam over again, right? The failures that I have come against did not stop once I got into medical school. Challenges continued. Okay, so I want y'all to understand me. When you are a trailblazer, you're trying to do something no one in your family has ever done. You're trying to be the first one out there blazing a trail. It's going to be difficult for you. Don't get confused by the difficulty. I had a mentor once when I was younger tell me, hey, going to medical school is a great thing. I'm glad that you want to go to medical school. I'm glad that that's what you want to do. This is Dr. Key. His name's Dr. Key. He's an orthopedic surgeon in Kansas City. Dr. Key goes, hey, I'm glad you want to go to medical school. I'm glad you want to be a doctor. But listen, I want you to understand you're taking the harder route. It's the harder route. There's a lot of easier things, a lot of easier routes you can go. But I'm glad that you are taking the route that is harder. But just understand it's the harder route. You might have a few more bumps. You might not get things the first time, but that's okay. This is what I want you guys to think about as you come up against struggle in your life, because it's coming. And I want to prepare you from a mindset standpoint. How do you interact with failure in your life? This is what I want you to do. So when I was going through and I was applying to medical school, when they rejected the application, I came to myself. I said, man, I got this rejection letter. I said, they rejected me. No. They did not reject me. They did not know me. No one on that medical admissions committee had ever met me. They didn't know me. What they knew was an application. They knew an application. That application I could change. That application I could adjust. That GPA I could adjust. That personal statement I could adjust. So when you come against failure, I want you to look at it from an objective standpoint. Failure is not about you. It's about your strategy. Failure is not about you. It's about how much time you put in. Failure is not about you. It's about what your efforts, right? It's not you, right? I'm not the failure. The application failed. I can change that application. I cannot change myself. So if I attach failure to myself, then I'm the failure. See, that's a different way of looking at it. But if I attach the failure to the application I change, I adjust, I do what I need to do, right? And I apply again. All right. But failure doesn't stop there, right? Failure doesn't stop there in med school. I continue to have difficulties going through. Here's my next point in my talk. If you have not seen anyone in your family doing the thing that you want to do, that is not an indication that it's not for you. Hear me again. If you don't see anybody in your family doing what you want to do, that does not mean that it is not for you. So when I was growing up, I looking around, I didn't see anybody with college degrees. I didn't see any doctors. I didn't see any of that. But I knew I wanted it for myself. The only qualifier that you need for medicine is that that's what you want to do. Only qualifier that you need. That's it. I don't need any more qualifications. Nothing else qualifies me. This is what I want to do. I don't care if I don't see anybody doing it. I don't care if anybody in my family is doing it. I don't care if my GPA is 2 point whatever or what. This is what I want to do. That is the only thing that qualifies you. So I want to put courage inside of you. I want you to understand what you have inside of you. You have everything you need. The desire is there. Then you have what you need. Now I get to medical school. This is a story. Please keep me on time, my people. Please. Oh my gosh. I got so many stories. I get to medical school. I'm one of two brothers. I'm one of two black males in my medical school class. I'm in Philadelphia, city of brotherly love. We're talking about a black city. I'm trying to figure out how in the world is only me and one other brother in my class. I'm from Missouri. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. Dr. Smith was from Maryland. Where everybody at? I get to med school. I'm like, you know what? I'm not okay with this. I'm looking at med school. I'm looking at we're learning. It seemed like every condition we were learning about. Top of the condition. Most likely to have hypertension. Oh gosh. African American males. Okay. Hypertension, high cholesterol, diabetes, all these things. And I see African Americans or black folks at the top every list. I'm looking around. I'm like, does anybody? Y'all not black. Y'all not understanding. Do y'all see that we at the top? Okay. Y'all not understanding what I'm seeing right here. I'll go to the admissions committee. Now I want y'all to hear me. So turn the ear, get close to the microphone on this one. Okay. Get close to the speaker on this one. Listen to me. I start making a fuss. I just get to the school. I'm like, hey, y'all need to talk to me. I need to talk to the dean. I need to talk to some admissions people. Somebody need to talk to me about how there's no black males in this. There's only two of us, okay? The sisters was there. No, shout out to the sisters. Oh, my gosh. I think we had like 10 in my class. Shout out to the sisters. We talking about the brothers. I said, well, hey, look, somebody need to talk to me about this, okay? I need to talk to somebody. I make a little fuss. I get a meeting, got the dean. Students got the minority deans. I got everybody there. They want to talk to me. Oh, okay, Clarence, we understand. We want to address this, but we got something we want to share with you. Get your earplugs on. Take your earplugs out. They say, hey, we got something we want to share with you. There was only 5 African American males that applied. 2 of y'all got in. My next point, get yourself in the game. Get in the game. Finish the application. Put your name in the hat. They're not going to come and find you. They're not going to come and pull you and call you on the phone. You have to be in the game. So now I got some mind thinking to do. I'm like, wow, I'm thinking, folks trying to hold us down. People ain't giving us opportunity. And they telling me we're not even applying. Okay. Now I need to start doing work somewhere else. I need to start doing work with younger people. I need to start implanting the fact that you need to be in the game at a younger age in people. So that's why I'm doing the work that I do. Right? So I'm doing the work. Get yourself in the game. I cannot tell you how many people, how many pre-meds, how many folks that I mentor. When I first started working with them, oh, I want to be a doctor. Okay, cool. You want to be a doctor? All right, cool. Yeah, perfect. How many times you apply? Oh, well, I ain't applied yet. Well, why didn't you apply? Oh, my GPA is not where it needs to be. Oh, my MCAT's not where it needs to be. Why haven't you applied? Oh, well, because of this, and because of this is why I haven't applied. I'm telling you right now, get your name in the hat. Apply. Complete the application. Now, there's some strategy. Don't get me wrong. There's some strategy to making yourself competitive. But what I'm saying is do not take your name off of the table. Get in the game, right? It's not going to be easy, but get yourself in the game. Now, I got one more story, then I'm going to talk about Trailblazing, then we're going to wrap up. But before I do that, oh my gosh, let me get some people in the chat. I'm looking at the chat down here. I'm looking at the chat. We're going to take a quick I want you to get excited break. Get yourself up. If you are in your room, your PJs, I don't care what you got on, get yourself up. I want to see your best move. This is my favorite song of the year right here. It's an old song. Get yourself up. I can't see you. I'm going to trust somebody is in their seat, out of their seat right now. Black Men White Coat Youth Summit 2021. Dr. Lee is in the building. I need you to get yourself out of your seat. We got to keep it hot now. Oh, get yourself up. Let me see. Oh. All right. I'm sorry. I get excited. I'm sorry. All right, we're going to close it out. I'm glad. Hey, I appreciate everybody that participated. If you got yourself up, I'm gonna give out some books in here, okay? I'm gonna give out some books and some hats for folks that are participating in the chat right here, okay? I'm gonna give out some books and some hats. I'm gonna run over here and show you what I'm gonna bring out. But all right. Now, let's talk about Trailblazing a little bit. So I hope I've encouraged you, one, to understand that what you have seen so far is not the limit on your life. What you see in your mind is where you need to go. What you've seen so far is not the limit on your life. What you see in your mind is where you need to go. Even if you don't see yourself in that role, I got to medical school. I didn't see a lot of attendees that look like me. That does not mean that education is not for you. That does not mean that you don't belong there. One of the things I want to encourage and put inside of you is that you have enough inside of you right now. How you are, everything that you bring to the table is what medicine needs. I don't need you to get in medicine and change who you are. I don't need you to get in medicine and all of a sudden start looking different, talking different. No, I need you to be who you are because your community needs you in medicine. Listen to me. They need you. They need to be able to speak to you. Someone like them. That's what the community needs. So, you could get around and get in medical school and start looking and seeing that people aren't like you, or maybe you're an undergrad and folks don't look like you in the biology department. Bring you to the table. You are enough. Your qualities, characteristics need to be represented at the table. I don't have to change who I am. I want to encourage every single person that's listening. You, my friend, if medicine is what you want to do, it's for you. You don't have to change. You can be yourself, right? Now, to this day, it's 2021. To this day, I still walk into rooms and people are surprised that I'm the doctor. Now, that still happens to this day. I walk into the room. Maybe it's because I look young or I don't know what. I don't know. But maybe I come in the room and they're like, oh, I'm sorry. Are you the doctor? Yes, I'm the doctor. Listen, this work that we're doing with black men in white coats, you should not be surprised if a young brother got swag, cool, is the doctor. You should not be surprised. You should not be surprised by that at all. And that's the work that I'm trying to push out into the world so people can reframe expectations when they see somebody. But I want y'all to understand that. I want you to be who you are. I want you to bring everything that's inside of you to medicine. Let's talk about the art of trailblazing. And I think I'm doing okay on time. Let's talk about the art of trailblazing, and then I will take a couple of questions. Okay, I really want to take some questions. So get yourself in the chat. I'm going to scroll up. Give me some questions in the chat right now, but we're going to talk about the art of trailblazing. First point of trailblazing. And trailblazing, again, blazing a trail, doing something that nobody in your family has done, nobody that you've seen do. That is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about trailblazing. All right? Art of trailblazing. First point of art of trailblazing. Listen to me. Do what you have to do. Write that down. Do what you have to do. Y-O-U. Do what you have to do. What do I mean by that? Do what you have to do. I'm going to tell you a story. I was a type of student. I never thought anything was exceptional about me. The only thing that I thought was exceptional was my ability to be determined when I was trying to do something. That was pretty much the only thing that was extraordinary about me as I've kind of come through. That's pretty much it. I wouldn't say I'm extraordinarily smart or, gifted, but I am the type of person that I will do a problem 100 times until I get it. I mean, that's just how I am, right? Now, you tell me if you tried something 100 times, would you or would you not be successful? I'm pretty sure after you've done something 100 times, you'll figure something out. You'll be better, right? So do what you have to do. So what do I mean by that? When I was in school, sometimes I'd be getting study groups and, one person would have to only read it 1 or 2 times, read the material 1 or 2 times, go over the note 1 or 2 times, and they would be ready to, review. They'd be ready to study, do study group stuff. I was the type of person I had to read it 4 or 5 times every single time. At least three at the minimum, at a minimum. 4 or 5 times I was ready. I could tell you, hey, that's on this page, this was this paragraph and this was this, right? If something is difficult for you academically and you don't get it the first time, then maybe you have to read it 2 times, and maybe you have to read it 3 times. Do what you have to do to master the material. It has nothing to do with anybody else. It has nothing to do what this person has to do. Do not get caught in comparing yourself to what it takes this one or this one to do. Do what you have to do. Have enough self-awareness to understand I'm the type of person I need to read it 3 or 4 times before I can get into the study group. That's what I want you to focus on. Do what you have to do. As soon as you get yourself caught with looking next to you, this person, and then determining something about yourself based on what this person had to do, that's when you're going to get off track. I want you to do what you have to do. I don't care you had to read it 1 time. I got to read it 3 times. Holler at me once I read it 3 times, then me and you can talk about it. Do what you have to do. However much time you have to put in. When I play basketball, and this is the next thing. When I play basketball, I was a shooter. I was a 3-point shooter. I just loved the announcer. Leave for 3. That's what I used to love him saying that. Oh my gosh. So I was a shooter, but I made myself into a shooter. I wasn't born a shooter. I wanted to shoot, and all I did was shoot all the time, over and over and over and over. And that's why I became a shooter. It wasn't because it was, I just inherently knew how to shoot. It was because that was an intention that I put. So do what you have to do. I knew if I was going to perform well in the game, I had to put in hours in the gym before the game. I knew the same thing at school. If I was going to do well on the test, I had to put in hours in before the test so I can do well on the test. Listen to me. Do what you have to do. No comparison traps. No comparison traps. If you're comparing yourself to somebody, that's a trap. That's a trap that your brain puts out to you. Do not compare. Do what you have to do. Okay. Now, as you trailblaze and as you go to push, you stay focused on this medicine dream if that's what you want to do. As you look around, I want to recap a little bit. Make sure you're surrounding yourself with the right folks. Make sure you're understanding what a naysayer is and make up in your mind what you're going to think about when a naysayer comes to you. Understand you got everything inside of you right now. You don't need anything else. That desire is all you need. There's no other qualifiers for you. You don't need external validation from anyone else. You have enough. Everywhere that you are, be who you are. Be who you are completely. Bring your full self to the table. I don't need a watered down version of you. I need you at the table. All right? We need ourselves at the table. Now, let me get some questions. Somebody give me some questions. All right, hold on. Who is this? If there is somebody admin on the back end, I'm gonna call out some names. Everybody I call out, if y'all could, somebody on the admin, I want to give them some books and some hats. Okay, I want to do this. Okay, one of the questions is, how do you connect with me? Okay, down in the corner is my handle, Dr. Clarence Lee Jr. on all social medias. You can connect with me there. I'm really about this type of work. I love doing this. Okay, let's take some questions because I want this to. I want you. All right, here we go. How do you persist? And what was the hardest part? All right, that's a great question. I've had many failures in my life. So if we're going to talk about my hardest failure wasn't actually in medicine. My hardest failure was my first marriage failed. So I want to talk to you about failure, because failure is really about how you see it. So I didn't grow up with my dad, so I didn't have my dad growing up. And I always told myself I didn't want to be an absent father. I was like, I want to be, there with my kids. And, that was something I always said that I wanted to do. And when my first marriage failed, I found myself in a position where my daughter was away from me. Okay. And so I had to think about what I thought about myself, considering the circumstance I was in, considering, I'm in, and this was in the middle of medical school. Okay. So I'm in medical school and my daughter is in Texas and I'm in Pennsylvania trying to go to medical school. I've got different people giving me different advice, what you should do, what you should, leave school, do this, do that. And how do I talk to myself about this situation? That was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. And how did I persist through that? And this is what I want you to teach. This is the point with that. It's okay to have failures in your life. It's okay to have screw ups. It's okay to, for things not to go the way that you wanted them to go initially. What needs to stay consistent in failure is your view of yourself and your view of your dream. That's what needs to stay consistent during failure. Don't let failure now, because this is the rhetoric that was going through my mind. Now, listen to me. I'm talking about persistence. Don't let the fact that your first marriage failed mean that you can't be successful in marriage. Listen to me. Don't let the fact that you have, and this is the rhetoric was going on. Don't let the fact that you have a child that's away from you mean that you can't be a present father in the future. As you go through failure, this is how you overcome it. This is how you overcome obstacles. The messaging that you tell yourself needs to stay consistent. So the moment I was able to tell myself, hey, it's okay. This is what happened. It's a messed up situation, but it's okay. I can still have my dream. I can still be a present father. And me and my wife this year, we're getting ready to celebrate Valentine's Day today and this weekend. Me and my wife this year are coming up on 9 years married. I've got 5 kids now, and I'm living my dream. I'm living my dream on so many other levels. And many of the successes that people look at right now for me, many of those successes started with failure on my end. Okay. Now, I hope that answers your question. I hope that was helpful for you. Okay. Now let's get another question. Fly stars and fly out to the future. Okay. Okay, medical school I talked about a little bit. Did you meet Kobe Bryant? No, I didn't meet Kobe Bryant. Okay, now somebody asked, I think there's a flight surgeon question in here. Okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit about becoming a flight surgeon and stereotypes, and then we're going to wrap up. Okay. So when I got into medical school, I decided to join the military. I joined through a health profession scholarship program that I applied to. I was a new dad at the time. I was trying to figure out how I'm going to pay for school and continue to go after my dream. This is one of the things about the flight surgeon deal for me. When you look at options in your life, and when you look at opportunities that you want to take, always continue to push toward your dream. Do not take sidebar opportunities. Okay, so for me, I was trying to figure out how I could go to medical school, how I could continue to provide for my little one and still pursue my dream. I joined the military. Health profession scholarship program. I go through medical school. I come out. I thinking I want to do general surgery. I get into general surgery residency. I decide it's not for me. And I look for other opportunities. And that's when the opportunity to become a flight surgeon. So the recruiter came in and said, hey, anybody want to learn how to fly jets? And I was like, fly jet? What? Sign me up for that. I want to try to learn how to fly jet. And so this wasn't something that I initially went out for. This wasn't something that I thought about, but it was an opportunity that I presented, and it was allowing me to go where I wanted to go. And so I pulled out of general surgery, went to the School of Aerospace Medicine, got trained up to be a flight surgeon, and got attached to the U-2 Squadron, which is a high altitude surveillance aircraft who takes pictures everywhere. One of the most elite squadrons in the Air Force. I got attached to be a flight surgeon and practice aerospace medicine. Aerospace medicine, one of the coolest things I've ever done. You know, it's like occupational medicine, which is what I practice now. Occupational medicine, like really dialed in, really just for pilots. Okay, really just for pilots. What sort of unique work type environments do they have? And in the U-2, we had to fly with the full pressure suit because of the altitude that we flew at. So it's like an astronaut suit that we got to fly in. It was super cool. One of the coolest things I've ever done. All right. Now, one more question, and I think we're going to stay on time. I got 3 minutes. So Isaiah, what did you use? Okay, what did you want to be before you went to medical school? Okay, I talked a little bit about that. Do I recommend entering the military? Okay, so I'm going to talk about that about military. Okay, that's a really good question. Do I recommend going into the military for debt payment and all these things? The military is not for everybody. You know, for me, you know, my dad was a Marine, so I got to see some of the. I call it an edge. I got to see an edge that he had that I thought came from the military, and I credit it to the military in his life. So, you know, the military, obviously, I'm still in. I'm a captain in the inactive ready reserve, so I'm still an Air Force officer. And it was one of the coolest things I've ever done. I would absolutely do it over again if I had the opportunity. I got to fly over the world. You know, got to do cool stuff. Got to fly jets. And but you know, it comes at an expense. I had to go to war, deploy 5 times, got shot at, all these things. So, you know, it's not for everybody. I always look at the military. It's like a hand up, not a handout. Okay, so you gotta, you know, it will help you go to where you need to go, and it will give you opportunities, right, that you wouldn't have otherwise. But it's definitely not for everybody. But for me, as far as me and my experience, the military was awesome. The benefits that came afterward, absolutely amazing. So for me, it was a great go. All right, guys. I think we're gonna wrap up. I am so excited for y'all. I appreciate y'all giving me some opportunity today. I hope that you were encouraged. I hope that I shared something with you that will change the way you view yourself, change the way that you decide to continue to push forward, change the way you view failure in your life. I'm hoping that I shared something with you today that will change the effort that you put in going forward as you pursue this dream of becoming a doctor. All right, guys, God bless. Godspeed. We're going to keep it high. Let's go. I love y'all. Doc Lee's out of the building. Follow me, social media, Dr. Clarence Lee Jr. I love everyone on here. Peace and blessings. Don't give up on your dream. Keep pressing.
Ain't playing around. When I go get it, stop playing around. Really got them racks, ain't playing around. Black men, white coat, shit, we up right now, yeah.